Well, WWF Raw was just complete garbage. Might as well get to the other three and get them over with to move on, right? Yeah, I thought the same thing. So here's WWF Super WrestleMania for Sega Genesis, which was made by Sculptured Software and published by Acclaim. Well, this game's gonna suck as well. Released in the year 1992 for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, I'll only be covering the Genesis version, however, as I'm busy with other Super Nintendo games. Eventually, I'll cover every SNES WWF game, but for now, it's about time we jump into WWF Super WrestleMania and why it's okay, but nothing great. The first thing to talk about is its roster, which has exclusive wrestlers for the Genesis version. Same thing for Super Nintendo. So let's get those out of the way first. Genesis has the Ultimate Warrior, Papa Shango, IRS, the British Bulldog, and Shawn Michaels. For the SNES, they get Jake Roberts, The Undertaker, Sid Justice, the Legion of Doom, and Natural Disasters. Wait, The Undertaker of all wrestlers is exclusive to Nintendo? Fuck you, Acclaim! God damn it! Much like the sequel, WWF Raw, this game has Sluggish Combat that's rather clunky. You still have that delay input feeling with tankish attacks. If you attack, you're stuck in place till the animation stops, then you can move. Meanwhile, your opponent is ready and willing to jump all over the ring like a monkey on PCP. Maybe I should come up with new descriptions.
No shit.
Anyways, the game is just a slog to play, yet one that doesn't feel as bad as WWF Raw, which is a pro, but not a great thing if it's still flawed. So yeah, that also means control-wise, it's still bad. The 3-button controller layout continues to be a pain, having to use combinations for various basic actions. Even pinning your opponent is clunky as you have to press a variety of combinations just to pull it off. Yet, you may just end up blocking or grappling your opponent or body slamming them instead of attempting to pin them, as you have to hit these buttons precise at the same time or in a certain order. It's just not that good. It's awful. It's some of the worst controls ever invented. There's a total of 4 game modes. You have one-on-one, tag team, Survivor Series, and WWF Championship, plus the ability to play single player or 2-player. Since I have no friends, hello darkness, my old friend, we'll just cover single player, starting out with one-on-one, which is just your usual standard wrestling match with ring out. Your goal is to take as much health away from your opponent to be able to pin them for the 3 count, which is slow.
1, 2, 3.
The first time I played, I couldn't figure out the controls, but after playing all 4 modes, things changed. I was able to pin my opponents and came back to win at least once.
1, 2, 3.
Tag Team really showcases the awful combat. When I first played through this mode, I spent a lot of time trying to tag my partner to help me out. Yet all I did was leave the ring, let alone jump off the top rope. It was frustrating, especially once I was getting pinned. Shawn Michaels just stood there. Hello, you're my tag team partner. Why the fuck aren't you doing anything?
Now, this really pisses me off to no end.
Fuck you!
Eventually, after playing through all 4 game modes, I came back to one-on-one and tag team. Again, like one-on-one, it was easier the second go around once the controls became less agonizing. By God, was the Genesis controller just shit.
1, 2, 3.
Survivor Series is a thing in this game, where you must pin the entire enemy team to win. Of course, this was my first attempt at the game, and I couldn't figure out the button combination to pin people. Honestly though, why should I have to use button combinations? It should be just simple as pressing a certain single button when your opponent is down, or even better, when you press the grapple button and down on the D-pad to pin them. Seems logical, yes?
Your answer to the great question is illogical.
Yeah, common sense wasn't a thing back in the day for game developers, but then again, look at the live service disasters today with wokeness plaguing gaming. Nothing's really changed.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
So I got eliminated by one by one and just gave up in the end. I just didn't want to play anymore after struggling to get these damn controls down at this point.
Hi, my name is Reggie. I like guys.
The last mode available is WWF Championship, where you must face off against every single wrestler one at a time. Once you eliminate one, you move on to a new match with refilled health.
1, 2, 3.
Honestly though, I just don't want to play anymore. It's just a clunky mess of a game that should have been fun, but instead left me wanting to go play SmackDown vs. Raw or something, which I'll get to in the future.
Ah, shit!
The audio quality is actually decent for a Genesis game. Wait, how is that possible? What dark sorcery is this?
Now this is the point where most people, like 99% of people, would do this. Out of this house! Out of this house! Spirits be gone from this house.
I actually don't hate the sound effects nor music. In fact, the music is actually good. So much I've been using it in other wrestling game reviews, especially those PS1 and Dreamcast games earlier. This game passes the audio quality check.
Yeah, this is good.
There's only 4 modes and 2 options for multiplayer. You can only play single player or 2 player. I get there's no Royal Rumble because the sequel was all about Royal Rumble, but still, you only have one-on-one tag team Survivor Series and WWF Championship. I'm not a fan of how each version has exclusive abundance of wrestlers either.
Oh, bitch, bitch, bitch.
The graphics are less fugly than Raw. I think the colors are what's making that difference. Who knows, maybe it's the fact that Genesis lived for longer than it was supposed to. Whatever the situation, I just think this one looks less atrocious.
Right, okay.
At the end of the day, WWF Super WrestleMania is a mediocre game that I cannot recommend because it's still suffering from the same issues as WWF Raw, with the sluggish combat, clunky controls, and performance hiccups.
We get it!
However, for some reason this game controls better, also has a better roster, plus it doesn't look as bad nor sound as bad. Not sure what's going on since Raw came out later.
Makes sense.
Honestly, if you had to play Raw or Super WrestleMania, this one is easily your better option. Eventually I'll get to the last two games, which I'm looking forward to since I grew up with WWF Royal Rumble, and I've already played the PlayStation 1 version of WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.